It's Midnight in the Bay podcast. I'm your host, Alex Woody, and it's episode 243. Wow, 243. I couldn't even get that out. I can't believe we're here, guy. I'd like to first off thank Marijuana for supporting me and encouraging me to do this. Alcohol, you've been there for me, and I'd like to thank you, Hazy IPA. Without you, I couldn't be in denial about still doing these episodes. Yeah, without you, I would think, what am I doing? I should get a better job and stop doing this. But because of you and Marijuana, I can continue to do this. I can continue to be in denial that this is going anywhere. And I can continue to make myself laugh and not you. Oh my God. I'd like to thank everyone that came out to the shows over the weekend. We had some good shows. One of the shows, an audience member, I can hear him, he goes, after one of my jokes, that setup was too long. I'll show you a setup that's too long. I had another show where the audience liked it to interrupt me and ask questions. Is that joke real? What are we doing, a podcast? It ruins a comedian's flow when people stop you, you know? And you gotta play off, it's not a big deal. You can go back and listen to this podcast from the beginning, and I've played them. I used to get mad at people. Hey, you stupid motherfucker! You fucking dumb shit, motherfucker! And that kind of ruins a comedy show. that kind of that kind of derails the fun, the positivity. And it makes it harder for the other comedians to come up. Can you imagine someone freaking out and then you gotta go up there and say, hey, small penises are funny. People aren't gonna be into it. So I stopped doing that a while ago. And now I just try to make fun of people. I try to change the subject. If a heckler keeps talking to me, I don't make eye contact with them anymore. I'll actually even just turn my body and face another direction. I've done that before. I'll just face a wall instead of people because they're so annoying. That'll get a laugh. Like I said, roasting, but then the people can keep talking. So it's, I guess, whatever you want to do. But I'd just like to thank those hecklers and that guy who made fun of my joke. Thank you guys for making me realize that comedy sometimes is no joke and it's a fucking grind and it's a job. It felt kind of like a job. Like, I gotta deal with shitty customers, But the customer's always right, right? Once they got a gun, yeesh, then they're not right. Then you gotta get out of there and call the police. Or beat them up, become a hero, now you're viral, now you're getting booked. That'd be cool if someone pulled a gun at one of my shows and I just like roundhouse kicked them. And people were like, first, they're like, holy crap, I didn't know that big guy can do a 180 kick. And second, that dude just saved the day. But I would do like, a plant in the audience, like someone, like a friend who's like, oh, I want to help you out with comedy. Like, let me interact with you. Like, I don't know if I could find a friend close enough that would pretend to have a gun and let me kick them and get arrested and go to jail, possibly half their life or all of it. I don't know if I have a close friend, maybe a family member, a drunk family member. So I got some other shows coming up. By the way, we're talking about stand-up comedy. If you've never watched this show or listened to it, I'm not talking about burlesque. Okay, I know I got the tits for it, but I like to keep my clothes on. It's very awkward to be naked in front of strangers. It's awkward to be naked in front of your wife. Let's turn the lights off. Papa's gained some weight since we've met. I don't want you to realize it. And then when you see the mailman and he's ripped because he walks all over the time because he's a mailman, you don't get any nasty thoughts. Oh, well, husband's gross now. Hello, mailman. I've always wanted to be with a Hawaiian guy. We can't have that, so we turn the lights off and we intersect together. Put it politely. I know Grandma's listening. My cat's looking at me. He's pissed. He's like, when are you going to feed me? After the podcast, guy. All right? After the podcast, I own a tiger, so I better feed him soon, you know? I better feed him soon. I'm looking down. My tax guy flipped out on me earlier. He's like, did you pay your taxes this year? And I was like, I've never paid my taxes. And so he's losing their mind. I need to tell him that's a joke. That's a joke. I've always paid my taxes. My parents, they told me, they set an example of yelling at each other, and I realized you need to call people you love horrible names. But also, they made me realize, and they told me this, that you need to pay your taxes because IRS will get you, and they will come after you. I don't know if you're watching the podcast, but I do have something on my arm, not that tattoo that's really cool. I have a bandage, and no, I didn't put it on for cool looks. You know, I've thought about that, like wear a sling or a cast to start a conversation. Like lie and say you got hurt. Oh, I was riding a motorcycle and like drove over a bunch of gorillas, and like I had a buddy, yin yang. He got eaten by a gorilla. I saved his family. So that's why I'm hurt. You know, I've thought about doing that, but I've gotten caught lying before. When I lived in San Diego, I was at a San Diego State party, and you know, I was good looking. I had hair. I was skinnier, tattoos. You know, but I had no game, as the kids call it. Didn't know how to talk to women. I thought you had to impress them. So I went up to these couple chicks that were cute, and I go, "Hey, guess what? Guess what, chicken butt? Papa's on the football team." They're like, "My dad's on the football team? What? No, 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 no. I refer to myself as Papa. Big Daddy." They're like, "That's kind of stupid, but you're on the football team. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Da na 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 na." Love Grease. Hate it, actually. I hate musicals. Family makes me watch them. Yeah, so I tell these groups, you know, I'm a first team, all star, American, graffiti, #1 prospect, you know, all league, all street, all end zone. I'm just telling them, making up all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh my god!" I got 2 of the girls. They want to take me back. They're rubbing my hair when I had hair, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're so cool and like attractive, and oh my, I can't believe you're that great of an athlete." And I said, "I know, I can't believe I'm not great either." And as I'm walking out the door, the football team shows up. What am I, in a movie in the 80s? No joke. Hand to God. Hello. Football team shows up. And of course, the girls know them. And they go, "Hey, hey, your teammates are here." I'm like, "No, no, no. Hey, guys, you know Alex? Yeah, hell of a player, right? All street, all Walmart, top Target player of the month." And they go, "We don't know this guy. This guy, we've never seen him. He doesn't play football. Did he tell you he played football?" Then it started getting aggressive. And I have nowhere to go because I only know about the front door. I haven't checked out the whole house. Where's the back door? Do I have to jump over a fence? Where are my exits? I didn't check that out. It's not like entering a plane where they say, "These are your exits here, these are your exits here." You know? I don't know where to go except stand there. I'm in shock this is actually happening. And they go, "You're letting these girls, you're not on the football team, tell them." And I was so desperate to get laid. I swear to God, I was like, "Oh no, you guys don't know. I just signed up." I'm like, "You ever try to get on a lie and it just gets you deeper and deeper?" "Oh no, I just signed up. I'm a left water boy." They're like, "What? That's not even a position." Um, your mom told me to kick the ball. "What? My mother?" I didn't know what to say. I was getting nervous. I was mixing up my words. I said, "This guy's a liar." Yeah, and then the team captain walked in. Oh my God, he had the Letterman on, the ball cap backwards, 3 earrings. You know, I didn't even know you could have 3 earrings at the time. That's how cool he was. And he said, "Motherfucker, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass from lying about being on the football team. This is a fraternity. How dare you?" What were you? What are you thinking? What are you trying to do here, guy?" And I'm like, "Look over there. There's a guy hitting on your girlfriend." And the captain looked. I ran out of there so quick. I'm telling you, I jumped on the back of a track and field guy and let him carry me the rest of the way. I couldn't go to a fraternity party for a while after that. They were after me. They put wanted posters up. "Have you seen this medium-sized guy who's probably gonna be bald and have a podcast in the future that's gonna go nowhere?" You know, it was scary, but eventually I went back to the fraternity parties, and the good thing about the football team and fraternities in general, everything that happens there is under the influence of alcohol and drugs. And so they all forgot. I showed up. They're like, "Who's this guy? He seems pretty cool." And I just played it off. I got like a buzzed haircut. I was like, "Oh yeah, just got to school here. What do you guys think about basketball?" "Oh, we're on the football team." "I don't like football." "What do you think about basketball?" We had a pretty good basketball team. We had Kawhi Leonard playing there when I was living there. Pretty cool. So, anyways, I don't know how we got on the subject of lying. Oh, because I have this thing on my arm. I talked about lying to tell stories and look cool. I mean, I guess that's kind of what a comedian does, right? He tells half the truth. It's just kind of been in my blood. Yeah, I used to lie to a lot of chicks. I mean, you gotta try to get laid somehow. But I'm not lying about this. Okay, I'm not trying to get laid with any of my fans here because it's only my grandma and my uncle that listen. But no, I had to give blood. I'll tell you why. I don't know if this happened to you. I woke up and there was like a pain in my like pelvic area, like the left area. I'm like, oh my god. I ate a lot of Taco Bell last night. Ate a lot of food, you know, and I'm thinking that's it, right? And I'm going to the bathroom. I'm singing the blues in there. How could this happen? You ever sing because you're in so much pain? And I'm like, this isn't going away. I'm having a hard time walking. I'm like walking like a cowboy. Um, People think I'm like just got butt fucked outside. The neighbors are looking. I didn't know he was gay. So I'm like, I don't want to go to the doctors, but I should go to the doctors. So I go to the doctors, drinking beer on the way. No, I'm kidding. Drank beer in the hospital. No, I'm kidding. I go in and get an appointment. I don't know how. This is how I got the appointment. I told them my pain level was at a 9. I think maybe I said 10. When they ask your pain level, that'll get you in right away. Because I've said my pain level is 2, and they've like tried not to laugh, and they like make you wait how long. But if you tell the doctors that you're really not feeling well, if you escalate, lie, it'll help you. I told you, lying helps. Sometimes you go through things, but in the end, you're talking to basketball players with the football team that don't remember you. So, anyways, I'm in the office, and one thing I don't like is when they check when you have pain, they like to push on it. The doctor's pushing on it. Dun, 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 dun. And that didn't feel good. And they're like, "Oh, you could have this, you could have that." I'm like, ugh, I wish I didn't go to the doctor's high. Think I'm gonna die after this appointment. Yeah, don't go to a doctor's appointment high. So I hang out around there, and they tell me, "You gotta stop hanging around here. Your appointment's over." No, I'm kidding. But the doctor did say like, "Hey, you gotta go take some blood work. You gotta go. You gotta go get a CT scan." I told him, "Hey, I didn't play football. I don't know what you're checking." But basically, they wanted to check and see what was going on, and they still haven't called me yet. It's the worst. "Oh, we'll call you after we do all the testing." Do. Am I dying? Tell me, doc. I guess if I was dying, they would have called me like right away, right? But we're waiting here. I can't wait to try to get sleep tonight. Do I have this? Do I have that? I knew I should treat my body right. All those thoughts. So it's a buzzkill because then you try to smoke and those thoughts come in, and then you can't. You gotta just hang out sober. Nah, I'm kidding. But it was a drag and a half. And then, after I gave blood, you know me, guy, like a little. So I put in a nicotine pouch. Okay. Hardly ate anything during the day because my stomach. I'm a little loopy from giving blood. And I got the nicotine pouch. I'm like, oh, got a little pain still. I call the wife. I call the mommy. I call my wife. And I'm almost home. And all of a sudden, I realize Papa's made a grave mistake. Yeah, when you don't eat anything and you've given blood, don't take nicotine. I started getting a head rush. I was like sweating profusely, just like dripping. I was on the phone too. I was like, I gotta go. I'm gonna die. They're like, what? And I gotta park, and I'm feeling like I'm gonna pass out at any moment. So I'm like walking to the house. I'm like, people are looking at me like, oh my god, you okay, sir? I'm like, oh yeah. I open the door. I rush in. I grab a piece of candy, and I was like, holy crap! The candy saved my life. 'Cause I ate a piece of candy, had a little water. I was up and rolling. I mean, I was still sweating, but that's because I'm overweight, But I was feeling better. Candy saved my life, not the DJ. And we're feeling pretty good now. We're feeling pretty good. Pretty good. Because we're good and we're pretty. And we're trying to set the light up. We really miss our producer, Paul. Which, if you try to listen to the podcast, I don't know if he put it up last week. But we'll have it up if it's not soon. Either after this one or before this episode. But yeah, last night I go get fast food. It's been a while since I've gotten fast food. I hate when you go get fast food and the line's long. And you're like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't. I'll just go eat at home. And then you try to back up and someone goes behind you. You're like, damn it. Because when the line's long, you think about what you're doing. When the line's short, you order your food, you zip up to the window, grab it, you eat it, you throw it away in an abandoned trash can somewhere in a parking lot, and you forget it ever happened, right? But that long line, you're like, order the food, and you're like, what am I doing? What do I do? It's like when you used to take home a chick from the bar, and she was drunk, and you started talking because it's a long cab ride, and you're like, oh my god, what am I doing just for the sex? I'm not even interested in her. That's how I was with the food. I was like, what am I can eat healthy at home. This is horrible. But we got the food. And, I'm really grateful for short term memory loss because I completely forgot I had that. I ordered the fast food, and afterwards, I said, that's it. That's all I'm ordering. And the drive through guy goes, of course. Like, I could just hear in his voice, like, of course, you can't order any more things. You ordered half the menu. Someone told me to play a moron. You have to be smart. And that blew my little moron head. I hate hanging out with ex-fat guys. Like, have you ever hung out with someone that used to be fat? They're like so annoying. They're like, look at my muscles. I changed my life. They're eating something unhealthy. Oh, this is my cheat meal. That's my meal every day. They're bragging to you, and meanwhile they're looking at you like, oh, yeah, you're so fat, aren't you? But they don't say it. You know what I mean? It's like when you hang out with someone with more money than you. Ah, we just went to the Caribbean and private jet, first class. What'd you do this summer? Well, we're kind of poor, so just did a staycation. Watched movies in the same town and same house we live in. Oh, that's cool. See, I'd rather hang out with people that are poorer than me. You got to hang out with people that are lower than you because it makes you feel better about yourself. You start hanging out with rich people, more successful people. You're like, this is horrible. I'm a loser. This is disgusting. I need some lower class people. We're the homeless. I think I'm going to start making friends with homeless people. And it would just make me feel so much better about my life. What you ate cat shit last night, Eddie? Ugh. I thought eating potato chips late at night and watching a movie was too much. You ever use COVID to get out of anything? Like the other day, I didn't want to go to this get together dinner, and so I just told him I had COVID, and it worked out. I didn't have to go, and I stayed home and played video games and jerked off. It was pretty cool. Try it sometime. Oh, I've got COVID. Because now COVID's only like, you only have to be away from people for like a couple days, 5 days. Get you out of things, then you're back hanging out. It's great. Thank you, COVID. Grateful. I was doing laundry at my apartment complex. It was like 100 degrees. It's even hotter with the laundry machines going. And I'm like sweating. You know me, guy. I'm sweating. I'm dripping. I look like I was hanging out in the desert with Lionel Messi. And this guy walks in with a beanie on to do his laundry. I go, how are you wearing that? And he just looked at me and then walked away. You ever bomb in front of a stranger that's not on the comedy stage? It's even more awkward. At least on the comedy stage, they're like, oh, we get it. It was a bad joke. Just didn't work. In person, it's like, I got to get out of here. I mean, at least you can walk away, unlike if you're on stage, but very uncomfortable. That guy could want to kill me now. So I might have a hit on me at my apartment complex. That beer is not making me good, but the doctor said that I could. She said I couldn't. She didn't say anything about beer, so I think I could. I think I can. I think I could. I think I will. I love boring sex. I'm not an active guy. I like just to lay there. I actually just like foreplay. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's watch the movie. You're not as sweaty, and it's less time away from the TV, speaking of sex and shame, I made my phone background my family. A picture of my family. So that way, if I think about looking up something bad or feel guilty about something, I just look at them. Lady walks by in leggings, I look at the phone. Lady bends over the store, I see her thong pop up, I look at the phone. I go on the porn website, and I flip out of the screen and go to another screen. I see them in the background. Oh, yeah. Guilt. All right, guys, I'll read on the phone instead. No, it's good for me. It's great. My son told my wife, and I quote, I want a baby ASAP. Yeah. You don't get to decide that. You know what I mean? Jeez, can you ask for a pony instead? Yeah, I wasn't there when he said it. My wife had explained to him how to make babies. Thank God I wasn't there. And now my son's looking at me all weird, like, ugh, gross. Every time I close the door, when I go like see my wife in the bedroom, she's doing something. He rushes in. What are you doing? Are you gonna make a baby? It's very awkward. I was kind of down earlier I went to go use a bathroom. This is at work. I walked in the stall and there was a little blood on the toilet. I realized, you know what? My day could be a lot worse. I was wearing a t-shirt with a flower pocket on the top left, and a friend comes up to me and goes, "Oh my God, did your wife mink that?" I go, "No, my wife is only half Mexican." Any adults that love Harry Potter, I don't trust with my kid. You know, like, if you're still into kid stuff as an adult, you're a weirdo. And I don't want you around my kid. I'm going to start wearing. Okay, we talked about that. I live in an apartment complex, which is highly underrated. My neighbor decides to have her kids and family over all the time. There's limited parking. So I pulled up the other day and there was no parking. I had to park down the street across from a homeless camp. Good news is I lost 80 pounds because I had to run for my life. But my car is still there. I used some spray in the bathroom called Poopery. Have you used this? It's designed to hide the smell of poo. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, who designed this? Like, what kind of testing did they do? Did they test it out in a bathroom in a laboratory? Like, did they have like a big fat dude take a dump and then they sprayed and they go, you know what? It's not strong enough. Let's keep working on it. Smash some more flowers. Add some more cannabis. I mean, what were they? What was the process? You ever think about stuff like that? What was the process? How many times did someone throw up in their mask and their scientist suit because they couldn't take the stench of Billy Bob, who came in after eating a bowl of chili from Wendy's? Like, that's, you think about your job, and that's gonna be a tough job, right? The scientist. We ever find out with the COVID if it was a Asian scientist or a white scientist leaked the disease? Because I gotta say it was probably a white guy, you know. And once we find that out, that will help the Asian hate. It's crazy that people, oh my God, there's a virus from your country, so I'm gonna beat you up for it. Like, you know, it wasn't Asian people that brought it over. It was probably a goofy white guy who likes the Grateful Dead, that likes to smoke weed and use fake piss to become a scientist in Wuhan. And one day he got a little too stoned, knocked over something, breathed it in. He was high, so he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then on the plane to Burning Man, and the rest is history. That's gotta what happened, you know. I would say white people are probably the clumsiest people, especially if they're stoner. But you know, I get some good news. I have one sponsor read, and then we're gonna get to news of the week. There's some crazy stories in there. So let me just knock this out. This podcast is brought to you by Silver Tongue Audio. Go to silvertongueaudio.org, and you will see a bunch of free podcasts on there, mine included. Okay, all free downloads. Midnight in the Bay, Dazed and Disturbed, which is a good one. It's about a dude that smokes and talks about dark subjects, shines a little light on him with humor. Go check that out, free downloads. And then the NPC podcast. The NPC podcast. It's the non-player character podcast. You guessed it, it's a video game podcast. People are in the industry that are on it. They talk about what's coming up. They talk about retro games, games you remember as a kid. They talk about addiction, something that we've all dealt with in our lives. So go check out silvertongueaudio.org and get some free crap, you know? Well, not crap, but free stuff. If I say crap, they might not want me to sponsor it. Guys, you know what time it is. It is the news of the week. Are you kidding me, guy? News of the week. We're sharing the screen. Here we go. Sharing the screen. Brazilian influencer ends up in a wheelchair from holding in her farts. This is what I kind of thought maybe I was going to the hospital for today, but I don't hold in farts, so it wasn't that. But the Tube, her last name is after YouTube. She went to the hospital because she had severe pain from trapped gas. Parents holding. This is why, and I told my wife when I saw this article, you got to let people fart. If you hold it in even to go to the bathroom, this could happen to you. Now, this chick, she's such a courteous, beautiful woman. She doesn't want to fart in front of people, which I get, but and I hope the doctor told her this. Your farts, compared to like a fat guy in America, your farts aren't shit. They don't even smell like shit. They probably smell like roses. I had my wife fart in my face. I didn't even smell anything. Women's farts, unless they're my mom's, oh my god, they don't smell. Okay, and this lady, she's in shape, she's skinny. Her farts aren't gonna smell. So I'm hoping the doctor told her that because this says some talamatuda bipoof. Yeah, K. Oh my god, jeez, Spanish is crazy. But yeah, look at her. Her farts don't smell. Come on, hold it in the farts. Ooh, and then you got a big butt. You got to use that. It's like having an instrument that you don't play. You got to use it, lady. Doctors encourage people not to hold in their farts, or they may be absorbed in the bloodstream and exhale from their mouths. What? You can fart out your mouth? Is that a burp? Dude, that sounds horrible. That's a stinky ass burp. Girls, don't be ashamed to fart in front of your guy. That's what I'm saying. Uh, Silent but not deadly. Trapped gas isn't a serious illness, but can be mistaken for something more severe. Yeah, yeah. I will never hold in farts. You know, trapped farts. That sounds like gonna be my first album name. Oh, did you see this video? This guy's working out. He's laying down. He's got the weights going. This lady's not paying attention. Sits on his face. One thing about this guy, he's super cool. He's wearing Ugg boots. He's like, I don't care if women wear them. I'm going to wear them too. Second off, this guy's got a cool leg tattoo. This guy is jacked, and he's filming his workout for his fans. He's pumped. He's got D-ball in him. He's got Deca. Yeah, he's got horse tranquilizer in him. He's ready to get yacked. And then this girl sits on his face, and it's a big deal. This has got views. But you know what? Could have been a lot worse. That chick could have been 500 pounds. But if a chick was 500 pounds, probably wouldn't be squatting at the gym. So, this guy, he's upset about it. But guess what, guy? This chick's got a decent sized booty. It could have been a lot worse. You know what's funny, though? This chick, watch this video again. This chick sits on his face. Watch how she just leaves. She's so embarrassed. She just bounces. She grabs her stuff and bounces. This is so funny. Look at it. And she just bounced. Look at the guy in the background. He's watching the whole thing. He's like, holy shit, that's crazy. I wish she would sit on my face. Oh, was that the video? Okay. Okay. I don't know if you saw this, but someone said they captured a weird alien creature on the security camera. Let's take a look. Okay. Let me tell you, you know what this is? This isn't an alien creature. This is a really pale guy who is drunk and lost his clothes. And now he doesn't want the neighbors to see him. So he's walking all funny, covering his private areas. And he's looking for shoes and clothes left out that he can put on and go home. Hate to break the news, not an alien. It's just a really drunk, pale guy who looks like he's on a lot of meth. I like how she's like, you can see his face clearly right there. No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. You could barely see his face. My short husband is mocked for his size, but it makes sex much better. Short kings aren't just reserved for spring anymore. Take it from Jessica. Don't trust her. Jessika. That's not how you spell Jessica. A 30-year-old woman from Arizona who towers 6 inches over her 5'1" husband. Okay. That's like being with a kid. Kind of creepy, Jessica. Don't trust your name, lady. She's the big spoon in the bed. And occasionally cracks a joke about moving the car seat back. Despite falling head over heels just days after meeting, she's now fed up with negative comments about their height difference. You know, you knew you were gonna deal with it dating this guy. Jeez, he's like looks like Tom Cruise's height. Well, she might be slightly taller than the average female, 6'5". It's not just the relationship; it doesn't concern them. She says it's the haters. Da, 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 da. So she talks about the haters, and I think this is probably when she brags about the sex because, we've got to lie to make the haters feel bad. As for Jessica, she couldn't care less. She's having the best sex ever. Yeah, that's what a person says when they're offended by someone. Oh yeah? Well, yeah, being poor is cool. Aren't we all the same laying down? In fact, some positions are a lot easier with Hunter. Yeah, don't let this teacher be don't let this lady be a teacher, I'll tell you that. Well, that guy's strong. He's picking her up. I'll give him that. The two got married in February. Sharing their relationship publicly. You know what is annoying? It's like, we can't believe all the negative comments. You put yourself out there. Putting yourself out there is gonna be negative comments. You should see the comments on my comedy page. We found accidentally on TikTok that people love seeing other couples with our type of height difference. So why are you complaining? Their followers applaud the couple's candidness online. I'm sure they're asking for more candid stuff. The dogs are bigger than the guy. When you want to wear your man's oversized comfy clothes, but he's a short king, so they fit perfectly. Oh yeah, she's loving it. She is loving it. I gotten the black rings. It's very intense. I got a black wedding ring. Yeah, well, that's another story. Well, good for them. She didn't explain the sex, though. You know what she said? We're all the same laying down. What about sitting up? Have I heard of doggy style? How's that work? He's got to get a stool? You can't hang your butt off the edge of the bed. He won't fit. Let me tell you, does a 5'1" guy have a big wing? Oh my God. Just in time, I had to get out of there before I started answering the wrong questions. Let's take a look at this. I bought my husband a sex doll that looks just like me. Now we have threesome. Let's hear this. We got to hear this.
My name's Callum Black. I am 28 and I'm also from America. And this is Dee, our sex doll. We wanted to experience adding a third person into the relationship, but I get jealous, so we compromised and got a doll. We met through a friend of a friend 4.5 years ago now. It's each to their own. She makes us very happy, and we don't think we're doing any harm to anyone else with that, so if it makes you happy, just do it.
Here's my thing. We share too much now. I've definitely shared too much on this podcast. This is something that should be just stayed in the bedroom. You know, but they're taking weird photos with the doll. It's very creepy. I would love for the doll to come alive one night and just freak them out. Yeah, this is creepy. Let's continue watching.
She is such an important part of our sex life as well as our obviously everyday life. She's involved in our work, which is OnlyFans, and all of our subscribers.
So they're porn stars because they're talking about OnlyFans. At first, when she said, "Oh yeah, she comes to work with us," I'm like, "Oh my god!" At the office, can you imagine? Just one day, they bring in, "Oh, this is a brother and sister," you know. This is a fake person that you're bringing in, Dennis. What are you doing?
They love her. They love seeing videos of her and pictures.
From sitting down watching a film together to just sitting and joining us for a meal at the dinner table at the end of the day. Really do incorporate her into every aspect of our lives almost at this point.
Jeez, don't ever have kids. This is odd. These are people that had teddy bears up to last year. Very odd. The doll looks weird. They look weird. I'm out. That's the podcast. If you liked it, if you want to listen to more, go look up Midnight in the Bay on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. You'll see on the podcast there. Download it. I do need to release some of the early episodes. Those are pretty outrageous. Also, follow me on Instagram, _AlexWoodyComedy. All my all my live stand-up comedy dates are there. I got some content I'll do and post there. Thank you. I always like to exit with some music. So let's do that.